Now we're going to have extra loot, which is nice. That's going to be a big pickup for us. Means that item augments are probably not as good since we're going to get just more loot overall. Okay, Briar can lead to some interesting things. We could play a Noxus comp, maybe? Let's see what we get out of these crabs. So there's a Void and a Yordle. Nothing really great out of this other than we already have a Rumble 2. I don't think we are going to be able to avoid comp. That's a Sion, though. And we could play the Sion Bruiser comp again in a heartbeat. Like, if we just drop you in, pick up this Bruiser. Like, I'm not opposed to, like, if we find a Noxian out of this, maybe we go Noxus. If not, if we just get a whole bunch of money and stuff. And we got lifting competition chat. So this is exactly the proof of concept. It finally has come to us. We found our trait. We're picking lifting competition. We are playing Bard Filio. We are going to unlock our Bard. Drop our Briar. Gonna put in our Bard. And we're gonna play Bard Filio. We'll play our Bard Sion comp. And we're not going to look at any of these things. We're going to get rid of all of them. Let's Control Z, hide all panels. Okay, so this is just us figuring it out on our own. We picked the trait comp, lifting competition. So at the start of each round, if the combined health of all our unique bruisers is high enough, gain a reward and increase the threshold up to 4 times. Gain a Shen and a Sion. So right now, we are trying to get to a threshold of 3,500 HP. This Noxus 2 is going to help with this. Sion 2 is going to help with that. So will finding belts. So the next thing is high on our list is we are trying to find just as many belts as we can get. Because if we can get belts, we can start putting things on there that increase HP, which we currently don't have. Steadfast Heart is also something that we want to get as well for this Sion. The advantage that we have over the last time that we were just vibing and figuring it out is that we have played this comp before and we know what this comp wants, and it's one of our 7 comps that we were looking for. It's just a comp that we got one of the best trait augments for. Okay, so they gave us an Anivia. We'll put you in here first. But so we cleared our first lifting competition. So now we're trying to get 8,500 across all of our bruisers. Ooh, actually, we have one of our tank items. Just keep getting our Sion bigger, baby. Also, takedowns grant permanent health, so he's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Let's go, Sion. We have now unlocked LeBlanc. We don't really need LeBlanc. We want either this glove or honestly maybe this Aphelios. Because then we can just put in our Aphelios and we have our first Aphelios item. I don't hate that. Okay, they didn't let us keep that. So then in that case, let's grab this Leona. Because we also need a lot of tiers for our Bard. Is the current plan. Oh, and there's our Aphelios anyways. So it doesn't matter. Let's drop in our Aphelios. Put a tier on our Bard. Oh, and we found an Alawi. I'm going to drop out our Aphelios, put in our Alawi too. Do we have a Shen too? We do have a Shen too. We also have a Sion too. But we can econ up and drop that since we don't need that anymore. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so they have a really weird comp in that they're playing Void technically, but it's only because they have a Void augment. How close are we to our lifting competition? We have gained 218. Let's go, Sion. Okay, so that's another win for us. We get another free unit off of our Bard. We don't want you, but we will buy you. We want to hit level 5 next round, so we will be playing this combat, and then we will be buying XP and putting in our Aphelios before the end of 2-7. And then we want to hit 6 on 3-2, and then we want to roll on 6 until we hit our Bards, Aphelioses, Scions, and Shens, and Alawis. Ooh, they are the same comp as us, but they don't have as big of a Scion, but they do have a Bard item, and they've leveled so they can put in their Aphelios. So we are contested in our comp, which is not great. But they also don't have the trait lifting competition. They just have Raining Gold, which means that they get a lot more gold than we do. So we need to really prioritize an Econ Augment on 3-2. Hey, another Shen for us. There we go. And then Aphelios can come in. So we're looking for capes. We're looking for gloves. We're looking for bows. We're looking for... We can work with kind of anything here. We're also just mainly looking for money. Money is kind of key right here. Because we want to hit Econ. So that's big. That gives us that. Oh, wow. Just 1,000,000 units that we can sell. That's good for money. There's another Shen. I think I'm fine with a Bramble Vest, but we don't really need a Bramble Vest. We can instead just wait for other things. Ooh, but we do want a Sunfire Cape, and we can put a Sunfire Cape on our Shen right now. There we go. And then this BF Sword can come onto our Aphelios. Okay, so this is a very interesting Piltover Demacia comp that they've got going here. What is our 6th thing that we put in on 6th? Is it just another Bruiser if we can find one, like a Mundo? I think we just put in a Mundo if we find one, so we can get to Bruiser 4. Try and get to our lifting competition. So we want out of this one an Econ. Epic Rolldown we don't hate, but it's not the exact. So Advanced Loan we actually really like. Advanced Loan is what we want here. We just have infinite money now. There's a Bard. There's a Shen. There's a Shen and an Alawi. There's a Shen 3-star. There's an Aphelios. There's an Aphelios 2-star. There's a Sion. There's an Aphelios. There's another Bard. There's an Alawi. There's another Bard. There's an Alawi. We did pass over a Mundo that we should have bought there. That's on me, but we're already almost to lifting competition stage 2, so that's massive. We also would have gotten another trait emblem there that we could have gotten since we did roll into the brand new Targonian emblem, like Targonian augment, but I don't think we want to do the Targon stuff here. We also don't need a Spiro Shojin. It's gonna give us another Scion. Okay, so we're going against an Ionia Fast 9 here. Okay, so we're still doing pretty good. We're winning most of our rounds. We want to get out of this either a sword or a glove. Or a rod? Sword, glove, or rod? There's a glove. There's a sword. There's a rod. So there's one of each options. Rod's off the table. We'll also take a bow. Bow wouldn't be bad. Most of our options are still here. Let's grab the glove. Because the glove is an item that we would immediately need to be able to put on our Scion, and that'll make our Scion even bigger, which helps us proc our Bruiser augment. Also, this is a Targonian, so we can put it in as a placeholder right now, so we have 2 Targon. This also now gets us to almost there. There's another There's a Lowy 3. That now gets us to lifting competition, which means we're going to get our next reward from lifting competition. After this round. Because lifting competition is a combination trait and also econ augment, because it helps us play into our trait, which we love, and it also rewards us with cool prizes. So now we get this prize, and this prize is a Spirit Visage. I'll take a second Spirit Visage, and our new goal is we're trying to hit 14,000, which I think is a very achievable goal. There's another Bard. Ooh, we'll sell you, pick up this Mundo. Because now, even just putting that Mundo in, we're already up to 12,768. Which is, just massive. That's just so much HP. So here's our direct competition. They once again have better itemization on their Bard. They have any items completed on their Aphelios. But our big meaty boys are just bigger, and because we econed better, we are closer to our 3 stars. So we're just playing the same comp as this Ao Shin, but better, because we made better choices about which augments we took. And that gives us another Bard, which gives us our 6th Bard. And here's a Wukong, so let's just drop you immediately and put in the Wukong. And there's another Aphelios, and another Aphelios. And this has a Sion, so when we get our first piece of gold from any of these, we can get our second to last Sion. We also only need one more Aphelios to get Aphelios 3. The thing that we're furthest from is Shen. Oh, we already have Shen 3. So yeah, we almost have all of our 3 stars, and then it's just leveling. Perfect. So we will take this recurve bow, and we'll give that to you, and then you can hold this sparring glove for now. Let's try and find our last ones. There's our Sion. There's our Bard. There's our Aphelios. Can we find 2 more Bards? There's 1 Bard. I'm fine to go down to 30 for this. Okay, so we will find a Bard eventually. But I think we're in a very, very good spot here. What's our next lifting competition? We have already eclipsed our next lifting competition by 3-starring our Sion and adding in our Wukongs. Our Wukong also should probably be holding this second Spirit Visage. So we'll make that change, especially if we get to Wukong 2. Wukong 2 is going to be very big. So we'll take boxing lessons. Boxing lessons goes perfectly with what we're trying to do. We just got a whole bunch of gold, resetting our econ losses. We are going to, once again, try and find this last Bard. There we go. And then we are going to start just leveling. Our next goal for lifting competition is 36,000 health. Right now, to do that, we're going to need to start just kind of trying to find these Wukongs. Speaking of, let's... Really, at this point, we're trying to finish itemizing the Scion as soon as we can. We need to just get him a Dragon's Fang for that. And we're about to get our Koboko. Oh, and that gave us our Wukong 2. So now we have Wukong 2. Wukong 2 is very nice. Wukong 2 now has almost... Wukong 2 with his Spirit Visage has almost the exact same amount of HP as Alawi 3. You have now hit Aphelios 2, which is great for me. You have your Koboko already, and a Wukong. So, like, you have more of your bruisers, but I already have all of my 3 costs, all my 3 stars. We just want to start getting Aphelios weapons if we can. That would be great. And if we could get the last Bard weapon, and if we can get some more tank items, that would be, also good. We'll take any and all of those things. Thank you. Please and thank you. What are we going to put in while we wait for our Koboko to unlock? Because we have to field them all in this NP level 7. Okay, from this list, we would like this sword. We would like this cape. This cape would be pretty nice. We would take the bow. Okay, here's our cape. That's one more item for our Sion, who is like our biggest boy, the biggest of big boys. We will just keep leveling, and we'll put this Milio in, I guess. This Milio doesn't do anything. Do we have anything that would actually do anything if we put it in? Not on this board. We would want an Ionia, which we don't have. This Milio can do for now. We will make do with this Milio. And so now this will either build into, hopefully, our Dragon's Fang. It could also build into our Ionic Spark if we want to build into that for our Shen. Oh man, our Bard is just melting people. Our Bard is doing so much damage. Koboko and Yumi, here we are. There we go. Koboko and Yumi have now become unlocked. We can put them in. We can get rid of this Milio. And then let's start actually building out where we want things to be. So Bard, you come here. You're there. And then Alawi, Wukong, Shen, Sion, Koboko and Yumi. And let's start leveling. Because now we are in a position where if we hit level 8, we get to unlock Volibear, and then we are full comp. And if we find another sparring glove, we can then put Thieves' Gloves on our Volibear, which is what we also want to be doing. So here's the Diana comp. Can we beat a Diana after the changes? Honestly, yes. It doesn't look like it's very threatening at all. Where this comp becomes threatening is when they eventually unlock their Aurelian Soul. Until then, we just have truly too much beef. 65% increase to health is going to be good. Okay, we are going to hit 8 next round and unlock our final bruiser. And then are we just like trying to grab a Mundo at some point when we eventually go 9? Because we're still trying to hit this lifting competition 36,000 HP. That is the end goal. Nice. Nice. Ooh, love this. Love this. Okay, so you get to have your Dragon's Claw now. Let's level you all up. Can we find something, anything? Just put in a Braum. Have a Braum, everybody. You get to be a Rage Blade. And you get to be a Kraken's Fury. And Braum, you just have to sit here for a second. Because we are inevitably going to be replacing you with a different large muscle bear. This one, Volibear. Hi, Volibear. We don't need this Rek'Sai. We don't need this Braum. We do want this Volibear. And here's a Mundo. And there's a Koboko and Yumi. Put you back on you back on you, and then Sparring Gloves here. We are at 27,000 HP, chat. We're trying to get to 36,000. We want belts. We are playing against the Ixtal comp that has actually gotten there, but it doesn't seem to have mattered for us. They've got their Brock, and their Brock is big, but they are not going to live. We are going to eliminate Dokkat. We're going to maintain our insane winning streak. So once again, chat, I think that this just Bard Sion comp has been the comp of the day. Hey, another Volibear. There we go. There's another Koboko. And there's another Koboko and Yumi. We'll hold on to that one for now. To the point that's like, we have this Spirit Visage that we don't actually want, because it's not a thing that we want for our comp. But we like it because it just gives us plus 300 HP, and we need all of the HP in the world to try and win this lifting competition. Because, like, the third lifting competition just gave us, like, 30 gold. And so, like, I don't know what lifting competition 4 will do, but I assume it wins us the game. So we don't actually want any of these items other than this Warmogs. If we can get this Warmogs, that's kind of huge. Since we just want more HP. There we go. There's a Koboko and Yumi. Warmogs just gives us plus 515% max health. Who has the most max health? 4755 currently? Shen! There we go. And then let's try and find more guys we care about. We are now, chat, at 29,000. Okay, we are playing against a very good Blood Brothers comp here. That's Ionia, but they have both of the twins, Yasuo and Yone. They also have an Aatrox. But our Sion is truly just so large. Have you considered how you are ever going to kill my Sion? My Sion ended this fight having only taken 900 damage. he's so big. Here's another Bard. We don't need another Bard. Honestly, we're just trying to 3-star our Koboko and Yumi at this point, and then eventually our Wukong and our Volibear if we can. So we are most likely going to eliminate Feather Knight here. Let's look at Feather Knight. They have gotten their Aurelion Soul, so things are taking off for the Targonian player. Can their Aurelion Soul do enough damage to matter against my Sion is the question. They also have a full build on their Diana now, but we have already killed their Diana. Okay, so we need to start actually attacking their backline. Now we have, and this is top 4, chat. Back-to-back top 4s. This one looks like we are going to be first place, though. We don't need an Echo. There's another Wukong. Okay, what can we get from this big crab? Don't need either you. So you can give me an Even Shroud, which I'll take. That's even more health. You can give me, guess an Infinity Edge, so we have a full build of Helios. There's a Koboko and Yumi. There's our 6th Wukong. 7th Wukong. There's you. I think at this point we just level to try and get even higher odds. We are so close to Wukong 3. And the Koboko and Yumi got us all the way to 30,000. We have somehow unlocked Kennen now. We don't need Kennen. There's another Volibear. That's Volibear 2. How close are we now? 2,000 away. We'll just grab you so we have a unit. We'll replace you immediately with this. Because that gets us to 36. We are at 37,000, chat. We have to survive this combat, which we probably will. Oh no! We're gonna win! Oh no, chat! We're gonna win! We've done too well! We're gonna win first place, and because we win first place, we won't get to finish our weightlifting competition! No! Well, we'll take the first place. That's a great way to end the stream. I'm glad we stuck on a little bit longer. I'm glad you all stuck with me. We end with a beautiful first place.